Hey everyone, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. My name is Vishvadeep, and along with me, we have our fellow educator, BB Reddy sir, to welcome you all on Unacademy Computer Science YouTube channel. So, we have today a GATE aspirant and a GATE topper with all of us, Anand Kumar. Mr. Anand Nakat, right? So the student has cracked GATE exam this year, and the student has scored AIR-49. It's a really big achievement. So first of all, before we start the interactive session and we ask lots of questions to our learner, congratulations to Anand for a big achievement under 50 AIR in GATE, which is again a very tough exam, very big exam. And this year, anyway, it was a little even tougher side. So, Anand, congratulations, all of you. Please congratulate first Anand. And let's begin with his introduction. Let us hear from Anand himself that who is he? Anand, please introduce yourself.
Sure, sir. Good morning, everyone. I'm Anand Nakat, and currently I'm in my final year. I'm doing my BE from D.R. Patel College, Pune, and this was my first attempt. Initially, this decision of attending GATE, it was all sudden of a decision actually. I never really thought about it before, and January last year only I decided that I would be appearing for GATE. So in between, I may have thought that maybe I should have thought of this earlier, maybe then I could have attended this 2021 paper as well, so that I could have that experience before I will be attending this year's paper with full preparation. Because this year I experienced that it is a very new type of it is a very new type of pressure situation that we have during the exam, and but luckily I held my nerves during the exam and got through it.
Great,
Anand,
Anand.
you are final
Yeah.
year only, you have cracked it.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Final year.
it's
This is my
really
first year.
great. Yes, so we are really great thing. So actually, when you started your preparations, so what is the motivation for preparing for GATE?
तो सर मोटिवेशन मतलब जब मैं स्कूलिंग में था तब मतलब डिसेंट मार्क्स मतलब अच्छे मार्क्स आते थे एंड ड्यूरिंग माय जेई प्रिपरेशन आई थिंक दैट वाज द लोएस्ट पॉइंट सो फार मतलब इतना अच्छा मार्क्स मैं एक्सपेक्ट नहीं कर रहा था पर बट आई कुड नॉट इवन क्वालिफाई फॉर जेई मेंस and that really affected me even for the next the state level entrance exams we have for the engineering colleges even I could not perform up to the mark in those tests. So I got an average college in Maharashtra only, and so okay, I settled for that, and I never really thought about it. But after going to college, we actually realized the importance of these prestigious institutes like IIT, like why these IITs are so highly valued, and that was the main motivation. Even in the college, I was performing good, but that feeling was always there that that long last dream of getting into IIT. So that was always there, and maybe I was always feeling that maybe I deserve someplace better. So that was the main motivation behind it, and I believe that maybe during my JA maybe I have underperformed. So it was more about exploring myself, what I am actually capable of, to see what are my strengths. So that was the main motivation behind appearing for GATE, so that I can avail the best of the opportunities through this GATE exam. And that was when I decided to appear for GATE, and I started my preparation from January last year. So I decided to go with Unacademy actually. And as I said, that this was all sudden of a decision. Like before that, I never thought about it. And just when I decided, even just after 2 days after that, I started learning. I started my preparation with Unacademy. So everything like came in the way. Like even my college was online throughout, so there was no such any burden of attendance or anything. So everything came forward. Like everything worked pretty well. I mean, as if it was meant to be. So that was my preparation, and along like maybe I prepared for like one whole year.
Okay, so we can say that 4 years ago almost, all the IITs have rejected you, and now all the IITs are trying to get you as a student. Now that's a really big
Exactly.
achievement. In 4 years, definitely you have made yourself very, great, I should say, on that level in terms of learning, so that of course you can get that opportunity to, get admission in almost all the IITs, including IISc also. One another question, as you said that it was all of a sudden, decision. and then you have joined an academy, started preparing. Everybody has that kick to start the preparation, that motivation. Okay, I am going to crack it, I am going to start for it, fine. But throughout 1 year, it's a very, very long journey. So when that particular journey starts, in that particular journey, lots of students are getting demotivated, feeling low. So how did you cope up with that kind of feeling? Like, if I'm not motivated today to learn or study, how exactly you felt in those days and how you have cope up with those kind of feeling?
Well, sir, I think every aspirant must have gone through this phase, like when he feels low, and he might not have the that feeling to do the preparation for that day. So I believe that in such cases, self motivation is more important. Like there is external motivation, but it may be work it can work for few days. But self motivation is what I believe it would drive you forward towards your such a long preparation. And my motivation was only that during JE, I could not even qualify for that. So I always believe that maybe I have underperformed, and it was maybe my time to put up an actual fight, to realize actually who I am, what are my capabilities. So that was my main motivation. This time maybe I will definitely put up a good fight and see what I am actually capable of. So that was my main self motivation. And also during my college placement, like we had average placement, but I decided to not sit for placement. So that was a bit of a gamble that I took. But that was I wouldn't say kind of a pressure, but that was always in my subconscious mind that I have not set for placement. So if somehow this doesn't work, then maybe I will have to maybe drop a year. So that was always there. So I guess in such case, self motivation is more important. So every aspirant he will need to find his why part. Ki why is appearing for GATE. And once you know your why part, it will be easier to learn throughout this preparation, to learn throughout this one whole year journey.
Yes, exactly. The whatever you said, it is absolutely correct. So everybody should have a strong why card. Why I am doing this work? What is the purpose of doing this thing? Yeah. So why? So that why card, if the why is strong, then you will never be get demotivated. Even if it is demotivated, you can able to motivate yourself. The self motivation is the best. Yes, it's a very good, very good. Right. And many of the students are asking that how you manage the college as well as GATE preparations. This is one of the big questions. I so many students are keep on used to ask me also. So many students are keep on asking me. So how to manage the college and the GATE preparations? We have so many
Yes,
experiments,
fortunately.
labs, etc., etc. How you manage the both?
Well, sir, luckily, throughout my preparation, like throughout this 1 year whole journey, my college was online only. And since I was in the final year, like there wasn't any such attendance, there wasn't any such burden of attendance or even submission. So most of the part I could, I almost had whole day to myself for the GATE preparation. But it was just only during the examination that I had to allocate few days for the college. But also, like even it was due to the COVID, the even the third year exams they were postponed. So during my preparation, the exams of both the semesters of third year they occurred during my preparation only. And since most of the subjects that I was already preparing for GATE, they were already in the college exams. So it was a bit easy to prepare for them. But it just a few couple of subjects that I had to prepare on that day. But luckily I got through it. So but now that colleges have started offline, but I guess same is the case for everyone. Like they are not alone. Like everyone will be facing those issues. So maybe I guess proper planning is required for the day. Like maybe you can wake up early, and before you go to the college, you can finish your lecture, and maybe after coming your home, you can do the practice of those subjects. So that way, I guess with the proper planning, you can still achieve your goals.
Okay, one more thing which I would like to ask here, as you told that you immediately jumped into GATE preparation all of a sudden, and then you decided to go for an academy, right? So, as I know, we know that you are an Unacademy Plus student. So, how that Unacademy has, I mean, the lectures or however it has helped you in your preparation, like Any kind of difference you have faced in your own preparation journey, or something from Unacademy you have got, or something different you have received, so that it has made your journey even smoother or better?
Well, sir, I got to know about Unacademy through few of my parents. Like they referred to me here, and then I explored the educators that we have at Unacademy. And I guess that was the best thing. The best thing about Unacademy is that for each subject we have very good expert faculties for that. And when you learn from such expert faculties, it certainly puts you in an advantage. Like even during test, when we attempt many tests, there are several questions that maybe out of syllabus. I guess that is where the expertise of faculties it comes into the picture. Like they can tell you what you actually need to prepare upon, so that you are not wasting your time actually. So that was the best thing about an academy, that we have plethora of expert faculties for each subject. So it was easy to prepare with them.
Great, sir.
Exactly. So here the advantage is, so you can find the huge experienced faculty in an academy, the top rated faculty. Yes, and that too you can find a multiple faculty for same subject. So according to your frequency, you can able to select it. And even अगर कोई miss हुआ तो if you're not able to attend the live class, you can do the recording class. You can do, and you can interact with the faculty directly. And here the faculties are very much cooperative manner. Even whatever the silly doubts are used to ask in a class, and the faculty used to answer, as you might face, I think so. Isn't it so? So many students are used to ask silly questions also. And still the faculty have very lot of patience to answer the each and every question. That's the advantage of this an academy. Right. And so during your preparations and also how the unacademy test series is helpful.
Well, sir, I had enrolled for I guess three test series. I guess the test series, they are more they will help you find your weak areas. Like whenever I was preparing, whenever any subject was completed, I would immediately jump to its subject wise test, topic wise test, like so that by then only I can identify my weak areas. Test series, I would say, they are really important. Like they would really highlight your weak areas, and by then only then you can work on them by maybe practicing for a few more questions, or even refreshing a few reference book for that matter.
Okay,
Right.
so one more question the students usually ask, that if we are preparing for GATE, then we will keep ourselves away from coding or other skill development. How did you feel about it? Did you practice any coding or something else around this particular preparation, or before that or after that? What was your plan when you were preparing for GATE?
Well, sir, I did not. Well, I did do coding, but not from those websites. Like as you had given suggestion at the start, like whatever algorithms that we learn in the data structures algorithm, so try to implement them. So that is what I was doing. Like any algorithms that I learned, I was trying to implement them by my own, and that was just a different kind of fun. Like in that, like most of the algorithms, like especially heap sort, I really enjoyed doing that because it was not that straightforward. And when we actually try to implement something we know a lot about, when the concepts are really clear, then even coding can be fun. So that is what I used to do. Whatever algorithms and data structure that I used to learn, I try to implement them.
Great, 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 sir. Yes.
Yes. And so during your preparation, have you ever felt low? So any demotivation kind of things happened for you?
Certainly, there were few moments, but actually, how I had planned was I had created a timeline for myself, like not from the starting, but by the month of July, I kind of realized that maybe I was running behind the clock. Like by July, I guess I still had around 6 to 7 subjects left by then to complete. So I thought that I would need a proper plan to complete the subjects in reasonable time. So I decided to create a timeline actually, where I had a starting date, and thereby I decided the order of subject that I would be following. Like if I'm following COA and digital from the starting, then I would mention there like each day I would be following one lecture of COA and one lecture of digital along with the practice. And by then I kind of knew like how long those subjects would be. So I used to get a completion date for each subject. Like by this date I would be completing each subject. So likewise, I had the completion date for all the subjects. So if currently my timeline says that daily you have to do one lecture of COA, one lecture of operating system support. So likewise, I used to create my task for daily. So the task I would derive from those timeline only. And once my tasks were completed, I was actually free to do anything. Like even once my tasks were over, so I used to like watch cricket and binge watch and watch few TV series like that. So that helped me keep refresh my mind, and that way I prevented myself from feeling low actually.
Yeah.
That's great. So one more question, Anand, I'm having. The question is, all the students are asking that what kind of, the preparation the toppers are doing that we are not able to do. In Hindi, typical Hindi, किस चक्की का आटा ये लोग खाते हैं जो हम इतना marks नहीं ला पाते. So what kind of, you felt something that you are doing little different than others, or it was usual only? What kind of difference you had in your preparation as compared to the other people?
So I guess it was the usual only, but maybe I guess consistency plays a more important part. I mean, preparing for 1 year is not an easy task, and so I guess consistency plays a really important task. And being in sync with all the subjects through your subject, that was more important. And I guess I was more prepared. I was more practicing these subjects actually. Like I used to give sufficient amount of time for each question. Like whenever I was attempting any question, I would not easily see the solution of that. I would try to utilize all the resources that I have, so that because that is the main point of solving the questions. It's not like just for the sake of solving, but the main aim is to develop our thinking ability in such that even in GATE exam, if any new question comes, our thinking ability is developed at such point that we are able to devise any new approach at that point. So I guess I was more focused towards giving ample amount of time to each question. So that helped me to develop my problem solving skills.
Great, great. So the only thing is we need to student has to maintain a proper consistency. That is one of the major factor. Even so, students keep on used to ask. So how to maintain a consistency? So the students, when they get motivated, when you have given any motivation at class and all, the students will get motivated. 1 day, 2 days, they will do the very seriously. They will do. After that, the graph will fall down exponentially, decay, isn't it? So for that, so what you do you want to give any suggestions?
I guess suggestion would be the same, like find your why part, and
Yes,
that would drive towards your preparation, and
exactly.
if your why
Only
part
thing
is
is
strong.
strong Y code is important. Strong
Yes,
Y code is important for that anything. Yeah, to achieve anything in the life also, Y is very important.
if your
So we
why
are
part is
just
why
like
part
a
is important,
normal,
then
we cannot do it anything. So whatever we are doing, so do that one very seriously.
yes, sir, it will automatically help us for our consistent performance.
Yeah.
Okay, Anand, as I have met your family and I know that they all are happy for sure. I have seen it. But how was their reaction at very first place when they have known that, our kid has scored that AIR-49, which is amazing, of course, which is amazing, amazing. So how was their first reaction?
First of
So, sir,
all, you expect that you will get this All India 49 rank. Have you expected this thing after completion of exam?
no, sir. After the exam, I mean, the initial reaction was, that I messed up, because the way I was solving those mock exams and whatever. So my expectation was really high. So as soon as I came out of that hall after giving the exam, my initial reaction, it was not that good. And if anyone would have told me at that time that you would be getting AR-49 with this attempt, I would have taken that any day. But the initial reaction, it was it was that I messed up because my expectations were really high according to the mock test that I had given. But after the response came out, I and also by referring few students and everything, I got to know that it is a decent score, and also the rank predictors and everything I checked on that. So I had a prior idea, like I would be getting a good rank. But I guess the actual confirmation, that was a different kind of feeling. Like I still remember it was during the night, and I was just about to sleep, and then I said to myself that let's check one second if the result is out. So I checked the Telegram group. The people were the people were saying that the results were out. So I checked that. I was alone in my room, and the initial number I saw, it was 49. So immediately I kind of calculated that 49, it cannot be my score, and also the marks I knew. And then I saw the heading. It said rank, that AR rank is 49. Then I literally jumped out of my chair, and I called my parents. They were actually sleeping, and I was just screaming 49, 49, 49. And initially they did not understand because they were out of sleep. And then then they settled down. They actually saw, and then they were really proud of me.
Great,
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 great.
great.
Amazing, amazing. Seriously amazing. I also still remember, those days when we used to get our result and the parents'
Yes.
eyes were having those kind of feeling that yes, we are satisfied with the amount of efforts you have put. Another question which is coming from the audience, our students, that how exactly you have planned your preparation? How many hours you were preparing exactly per day?
Well, sir, as I said before, that I would be creating tasks for me daily. Like if my timeline says that you have to do one lecture of COA, one lecture of operating system, so that way I used to create tasks for me. Like one lecture, I have to watch one lecture of COA, one lecture of operating system, and do practice as well. And so I used to judge my day from that perspective, like if I'm able to complete those tasks or not. And I guess around throughout my preparation, since I had whole day to myself, I would say around 9 to 10 hours average. I used to study.
Sir, any question from your end?
And one more question from the students. They're asking for the revision strategy. When you have finished all the subjects, how many months before you have finished all the subject, and how you plan your revision?
Well, sir, I completed my full syllabus by, I guess, first week of November, and that syllabus completion. It was along with obviously lectures, and also along with previous year questions and few topic wise tests and subject wise tests. And along with, I mean, I would suggest that as you're preparing your subjects now, try to attempt the subject wise and topic wise test now only, so that now only you can work on your few on you now only you
Okay, you
can
mean to say
work on
when the
your.
subject is running at that time only, you used to write the test series.
Yes, sir. I had attended few tests, and then once my
Okay.
syllabus was over, I had other test series as well. So every time before I was giving any test, I would used to revise that complete subject. So actually, when before attempting the full length test, by that time I had already revised all the subjects almost like 4 to 5 times. So attempting the full length test, it got more easier because I did not have to revise like so many times. Like after the test was over, full length test was over, I would just write everything down, like what mistakes I did, like on what part I need to work upon. So that much part only I was revising, because by the time I had already done lots of revision by then. So that made easier for me to attempt test series even daily. Like I used to attend them daily. So I would suggest that as you're preparing for test, so by that, so like that only you will be revising the subjects.
Okay.
And
Yeah, so Anand, we are running out of the time. So two last question I'll be asking you. First question is how much satisfied you were when you have taken Unacademy Plus subscription and then later on you got the rank. And the second question is what special advice you want to give to future aspirants who are preparing for GATE 23 and 24?
Sir, I'm really satisfied with this Unacademy subscription. Like, I mean, ever since the result came out, like people start respecting you. And I mean, it's not that they were not respecting me before, but certainly, I mean, people see you in a very different way now. And all your relatives, your friends, they are so much proud of you. And it's just a different kind of feeling. And I would really like to thank Unacademy for playing such a vital role to make this happen. And suggestions from my side would be to be consistent with your studies, and I guess try to revise subjects on a certain interval, like after a certain interval, try to revise the subject once they're completed. Because I guess I missed that initially, and that helped, and that made my revision too tedious. Like it used to take me too long to revise subjects that I had not revised after a long time. So create a proper plan. Try to revise your completed subjects after a certain interval. And one more suggestion would be for those aspirants who did not attempt this year's paper. Maybe they can, maybe they while solving previous year questions, they can skip this year's question to solve, and then attempt this year's paper as a complete mock test. And that will be the best mock exam you can give, and that will provide you with the best analysis. And you can also check your score, like see where you can stand in with the current score. So yeah, so that way. I mean, I also try to do with my preparation, like I try to skip 2021 questions, but then again, I could not refrain myself from solving those questions. Like I always wanted to test myself if I was able to solve those questions. So I ended up solving all of them. So I would also suggest to skip this year's question, and then you can attempt those questions as a complete mock exam.
Any question from your end, sir?
Yeah. So, okay. So, Anand, it's a general question. So, here, after taking the subscription, so after attending the first lecture of an academy, so do you got a confidence? Yes, an academy will definitely keep you in these positions. Have you expected that one? Is a feeling of Aya?
Well, so initially, when I saw the educators at Unacademy, so then only I thought that I will have a really good chance with Unacademy. And after once I was done with few lectures, and also I mean that feeling came after I was done giving tests, that maybe I have prepared too well now, and maybe I can score good this year.
That's great.
Right.
Thank you so much, Anand, for giving us your time, valuable time. And thank you so much for giving your valuable input to all the aspirants. Definitely, your journey will inspire them, will motivate them, and will definitely keep them in that particular consistency and discipline which you also maintained in your entire journey. Thank you so much, BB Reddy sir, for giving us your time also and your expertise so that students can also have an interaction with you too, so that students can learn, we all can learn from you too. Once again, congratulations, Anand, for your great achievement. I hope whatever you will do in your future will be having greater achievements than this one. You will keep climbing that ladder of success, and you will keep motivating us also to have the motivation passed down to the future generation of the GATE aspirants. Once again, congratulations and thank you. Thank you so much, sir, for
Congratulations,
joining.
Anand. Yes, once again, it's a great journey. And so we'll be keep in touch with you so that whenever the motivation of my students are required, so we'll definitely will contact you. And regarding this motivation, and so definitely, I think so. You will be. I hope you will be joining the ISC Bangalore. I think so.
Yes, sir, I'm planning there.
Yeah, so then so we regarding this placement criteria, and also we'll definitely will contact you how the IIC Bangalore, how the culture of IIC Bangalore regarding to know. So we'll definitely will contact you.
Surely, sir, I would love to.
Okay, thank you
Fine.
so much,
Once
sir.
again,
Thank you so much,
congratulations.
Anand. And
Thank you, sir.
congratulations once again. Thank you, everybody, for joining us
Thank
here.
you.
Have a great day. Thank you.